This is your last warning. I'm an oracle and I'm going to do whatever within my ability to prepare you for what is known as matrix collapse. Here in the West, there's a matrix, and it's going to collapse when the petrodollar collapses. And I'm going to show you the story of how the petrodollar will collapse. It's quite complicated. So I hope you understand what it means when I tell you this is an oracular warning. Oracular warning. Alright? I took some time to warn you. I know you're addicted to logic, and I know that the logic needs to serve your way of view, and I know you all escape to a fairy tale land to feel good about yourself. But this is called reality. This what you're looking at is the basic breaking down of reality. Whether you like it or not, this is going to happen. This is your warning wake up call. Like the film The Matrix. This is your red pill that will wake you up. You can go back to the Matrix and play the game, or you can prepare for the collapse of the Matrix. Alright? Listen. Do you see under there this little red minus? That's called the people of the West. You escaped to fairy tale land. Your women went to the Lulu land. The men escaped to the video games. People escape. People are living in denial and delusion. You all tuned out. Okay? So nothing is fueling the matrix. Let me explain you how the matrix kind of works. Everyone has honor. Everyone. It's called freedom and democracy. So this freedom and democracy is conditional. It's called free will. So when you abuse this free will, you can ruin your legacy. And when you ruin your legacy, the systemic mind of the matrix no longer respects you. What happens? The matrix no longer terraforms to your needs. Okay, so we have 1 billion people and all their needs terraform this matrix in the freedom and democracy. So all these people, 99% of the people, lost the legacy of freedom and democracy, so the matrix no longer terraforms to their needs. No, it terraforms to what? The needs of Trump's White House and the political class of the West, because they have something that you don't have, which is called generational credit. Being the son or the daughter of the grandson and the granddaughter of someone that was a positive influence on the destiny of the West. Generational blessings. These people sit on they acquired merit without doing anything for that because of what they inherited. So this matrix, the one I'm inside right now talking to you, terraformed to their needs. Okay, so they shoot people in the head and say it's self-defense. Because what are you going to do about it? Because you don't have any credit to terraform the matrix to your needs. Only their needs. No more freedom and democracy. They own the matrix. Not because they bought it. It's because you lost it. Okay? They are the last people in the matrix who have energy to keep the matrix going. All right? So I don't want to, overextend the difficulty level of this video, but I want to show you how the terraforming works. So what you don't understand is that these people have generational credit, and every action they take builds or destroys the generational credit. So there come a point where these Trump White House figures have run out of generational credit, legacy, generational blessings, and then the enemies of the petrodollar are going to bring it down. Yes, that's how the matrix will collapse. So as long as the White House and the political class of the West still has generational credit, the enemies of the petrodollar won't destroy it. So let me help your mind understand what the importance of the petrodollar is. It's a scam. It's a scam. It's a hoax. People call it the golden credit card of America. America can print money into infinity and stay ahead of the curve, right? So that's a really big scam. So the enemies of the petrodollars are not the bad guys. They're the ones that want humanity to become fair. Yes, okay. They are called fighters for justice. Okay, so of course these people have corruption themselves. I get it. Who is without sin, right? So just because you want a fair world doesn't mean that you yourself have the self realization to see how corrupt you are yourself. It's like corrupt people fighting each other for a fair world. Okay, that's what it looks like, that's what it sounds like. Dirty people fighting even dirtier people. So the reason why the petrodollar is tolerated in the matrix is because the United States of America sits on generational legacy. Fighting World War II, fighting Nazis, going to the moon, developing the internet. They invested in the destiny of humanity whereby they can tax the destiny of humanity, whereby they can do this petrodollar scam. That's their way, how they're cashing in their karmic debts from the outside world. So there are actually two factors that will collapse the matrix, not just the credit running out, Trump's political energy running out, the White House political legacy running out. It's also the right of the Americans to extract value out of the world will run out because it's based on generational merit. It's based upon what happened in World War II. It's based what America paid back then and developed back then. It's not infinity. It doesn't work that way. There is a finiteness to this petrodollar scam, and the finiteness of the petrodollar scam attracts these enemies. Yeah. So every time the White House spins a narrative, because that's what they're doing, stuff is happening in their agenda, problems are surfacing, and they're just spinning the propaganda. Every time they abuse authority, every time they use the political power of the United States to spin some bullshit narrative and do unseeming bullshit like assassinating unarmed protesters and calling it self-defense, the more they use political power to gaslight everyone in the matrix. Yeah. The more that generational credit runs out, and then when their karma shows up, the enemies of the petrodollar, they don't have energy to defeat them. So when is the matrix going to collapse? There's two factors that you need to understand. This is not financial advice. This is prophetic advice. The time is ticking and there are two factors. The more the White House manipulates, the more they burn their generational blessings, the less blessings they have to undo what these enemies of the petrodollar are doing to it. Now they can block the karma. Not forever, but they can block it. They can extend the collapse of the matrix this way. Second, the good deeds of America have created a spiritual bank account whereby they can extract from the world and print into infinity without consequences. This bank account will run dry whereby the petrodollar cannot be maintained. The scam is actually not a scam. It's a real scam in the physical world. But the humanity has debts to the United States. Once humanity has repaid the debts, the petrodollar becomes illegal in the matrix, and then the enemies of the petrodollar are going to take it down. Okay? So we're dealing with two hammers coming at the United States. The illegitimacy of the petrodollar and the crimes of the White House that burn their generational blessings, whereby this goes even faster. Yeah. All right? So, because the people of the West have taken more than they have given, because the people of the West love lies and hate the truth, because the people of the West do not produce something to fix their karma and only make it worse, because the people of the West want to create an evil empire and believe in lies. They're disconnected. They have no influence over this matrix. And the White House is running the last legs to keep these enemies out of the petrodollar system. Yeah. And then boom, it will collapse. And the matrix will reset. You know what will happen when the matrix reset? Every action you take will attract a chain reaction that will bring you to justice instantly. So yeah, this is called justice. So the White House wants Venezuela because there's the oil. You need to control the oil to control the prosperity of the petrodollar. So Maduro has been imprisoned. He might be a criminal. I'm not into that. Interested. I'm not interested, so to say. I'm not politically engaged. But he has been arrested for national security reasons, not for crime. He is involved in the chain that's taking down the petrodollar. Yes. So the Nobel Peace Prize, the most prestigious thing out there, participation trophy that make Westerners feel good about themselves, that thing has been given to a opposition leader in Venezuela. So all the money, all the participation trophies are thrown upon people who participate in the protection of the petrodollar scam. This shit cannot go on forever. Yeah. You know, when the petrodollar scam ends, these people down there, they can no longer live in their delusions and their denials because that will simply hurt too much. Yes, a complete matrix collapse is coming. There are, of course, ways how to evade this. I mean, I can give you the information. The people down there need to generate some karmic credit because now they're only attracting curses. And like Napoleon, they blamed everyone except for themselves. They went there, they went down. They're going down and they're blaming everything. They're blaming everything except their own actions, their own choices, right? So these people, if they start blaming themselves and correcting their errors and start producing more than they consume and go into a healthy, trade-based lifestyle, become productive people again, become moral people again, they might generate some karmic credit to reconnect to the matrix and influence the timeline that this might be evaded. But I don't think any one of them has any interest in repairing the matrix. They rather want the matrix to be torn down. And the enemies of the system know that. Yeah, they think that the enemies of the system are going to bring the new paradise. The web of lies people are stuck in. All right? This is an oracular prophetic warning. If you don't believe me, I don't give a shit.